everybody, Stephanie here from unworthythoughts.com. And in light of the unworthy thoughts that creep into our mind, I want us to take a moment today to reflect on when we feel the need to correct somebody, when we feel the need to tell somebody what to do. This comes up for me a lot in a very strong way. It's a part of my temperament. It's a part of who I am. I'm one of those people who I could continually say to my family, you know, I told you so. I told you so. And so when that happens, and because my family is between husband and sons, I'm surrounded by boys, and boys just think very differently than how I do, how I see things. And it's not that I'm right all of the time, just a good fair amount. So this comes up for me a lot, and it's one thing for me to correct my children and help to guide them. It's another thing when I'm telling my husband what to do, and almost to the point that that can become nagging or persistent in a way that it hurts our relationship. So today I want you to look at, is there a place in your own relationship, whether with a husband, with children, with family members, friends, co-workers, whatever, where you are feeling that there's strain on the relationship because you're constantly having the need to tell somebody else how they should be doing something, to correct them. And I can acknowledge, you may have a lot of great, amazing insight. I do. You may have the way that's right. I often do, but we have to let other people get there on their own. We have to let other people live their lives. I know that's hard, not to be queen of the world all the time, but when we can allow other people to have that space to do things that they need to do and to learn and to grow and to come at it in their own angle, it's very freeing for us if we can get there and start to allow it. So I'm giving you an example. I once talked with a woman, and she was very upset because she had asked her husband to do the laundry. And so he was doing the laundry. He finally complied, but he was not doing it the way that she wanted it done. And she was very specific. Not only did the laundry, the actual activity of washing the clothes have to be done a certain way, but then they needed to be folded and put away a certain way. So I want you to see how that was causing her own pain, because she wasn't just allowing it to be. So she finally wrangled him into doing the activity, and then he was being discouraged and put down, and she was stepping in to take over because he wasn't doing it the way she wanted. What do you think that does for their relationship ultimately, and sets that path for, you think he's going to step in and want to do anything else in the future for fear of that rebuke? So what I want you to see is our desire to step in and tell somebody how it should be done, to tell them and give them a process for doing the thing, that's just an urge. And let's talk about what that means. Think about it in this way. Let's say that you have a desire to go and eat chocolate, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, and you can feel it rising up inside of you, and you have this great deep passion to want to go and eat chocolate. And so that is an urge, and that is coming up in your mind, and all of a sudden you start to salivate, and it's like happening, and you're like, I've got to go find it. Where is the chocolate? Give me the chocolate. Well, you could actually go and find it and eat it and consume it, and thus take action on that urge. Or you could let the urge pass and move on about your day without ever having eaten the chocolate. You're not going to die from not having eaten the chocolate. So we know that there's an option for you to pass and not give in to that urge. And there's different reasons why you may or may not want to. I'm just saying, in this example, you choose not to, and you let go of that urge. Can you see it in relationship to food? Now I want you to put it back to the lady with the laundry and the husband. Her urge was to go and correct him and tell him exactly how it should be, and how the towels and laundry and all of it needed to be folded and put away and all of that. Okay? And interestingly enough, the reason I said towels there as a part of the laundry, it's like clothes are one way, but people have a very particular way for folding towels. I've noticed this from a lot of different people, just like people have a very particular right or wrong way for the way that the toilet paper goes on the toilet paper holder, right? So there are certain ways that we have this desire for things to be a certain way. So I know you can probably find an example in your own life. But as you're looking at that, consider where the desire to tell somebody how to do something is just an urge. It's come up in you, you feel it, you might feel it very strongly, and it comes up for you, and there's the need, and it's on the tip of your tongue. It's ready to come out of your mouth. But how could you just pause for a moment and feel it for what it is? It is an urge for you to tell somebody what to do, but could you pass? Could you just say, okay, it's there. I want to tell them so badly how to do it in the correct way to do it, but could I just let it be and let them do it the way they are? Would it still get done? Is the world going to come to an end? Is this going to cause a catastrophe? If that's the kind of situation, then probably we should share our thoughts. But a lot of times it's built up like that in our head, but it's not that in reality. So how could we just let it go? Feel that urge which can be very strong, and start to find our strength by resisting the urge to speak out and correct somebody, to speak out and tell somebody how to do the thing. Think about it for yourself. Think about a specific example where it's come up and you felt the need to correct somebody. Could you have maybe gone through that situation without having done so? Like, it's easier to look back, right? Hindsight's 20/20, and see what came out of that. Maybe there were even some consequences. Maybe it caused an argument or a riff. Maybe there were some other complications that came out of it because you just didn't resist in the moment. But now, looking forward to the future, how could you start to see your need to correct somebody, your need to tell somebody how to do something, as just an urge? And think of it as maybe if you need to apply it to a food example, like I gave you with the chocolate, and see for yourself, is there a way that you could just allow it to be there, allow yourself to experience that? And it could be frustrating. I'm warning you right now. You might feel a lot of angst and frustration. And so you're going to have to find an outlet for that and let that go. But could you think about how that might be better for you in this relationship to let go and to not have to correct in that moment? Could your words be better utilized in another way that helps to build them up, encourage them, thank them for doing something, instead of it having to be exactly the way that you think it should be? Could you resist that urge and see what happens? Urges can be very powerful, but what's even more powerful is when we learn how to allow them to be there without taking action, and we can discover our strength for overcoming them. That's when we start to really tap into some amazing power, some amazing strength that can guide us to better, healthier relationships.